Right, hello guys, you're watching the Geek Symbol, and this is my Davros, not that Davros. What do I mean by that? So last night's Children in Need, we got a little sketch, and we got to see the actor who, behind all these prosthetics, we got to see the actor as Davros in human form without being in the chair, out disfigurement. And you know what? I liked it until this point, and I'm against Russell T Davies entirely. Stay tuned. I enjoyed the sketch for what it was. I thought this sketch was the beginning, the earliness of Davros, so I was fine with it. However, when I found out Russell T Davies was against having Davros come back in the show looking like this ever again. I've never been against Russell T Davies. However, I am against him because this is iconic. This is Davros. This is what he looks like. He's disfigured, just like the people on Skaro. They were disfigured from the war. His iconicness being basically like a Dalek with this, although basically he's in a wheelchair. Russell finds it, I guess, typical villain to be disfigured and to be in a wheelchair. I guess it looks like he thinks it's a bad representation for people who are disfigured and a bad representation for people who are in a wheelchair. However, I am against that. And he thinks better to do now in Children in Need, change that for the first time. Davros now looks human for good. What about the history of Davros? He's been, from the very beginning, looking like this. The prosthetics have changed. And the one thing from this is the actor who played that character is quite old in the sketch. He was also playing Davros in Series 4, and he played it in Series 9. He has played Davros. This isn't just a new actor. He used to be Davros before. However, when you take off the prosthetics and you just have this actor, he's going to continue on maybe in a few seasons down the line, eventually meet the Doctor again, and he's just going to be human. He's just going to be looking like this. What? How? Because he is meant to look like this. He is meant to be look like this because he's always looked like this. When you have an iconic character such as this, it's like making I suppose the Sidemen have become wood and the Sidemen have done things, but I don't know how to word it, but I just feel like this is his logo. This is his brand. This is who he is, and this is Davros. When you look at this, you go, Davros. However, or you instantly know him as the person who created the Daleks because of his style and the way he looks. When you change that, when you go against that, and you basically just make him human, other than him to dress, I don't know, or something like that to indicate what the Daleks are, and you basically can't really pinpoint, oh, that's the guy who created the Daleks. You kind of, if the moment I saw him as a kid, I seen him, this figment of Davros appear as a kid, I went, that's a Dalek. Or at least indicated it was something to do with the Daleks because of the design. If you just have a guy just walk in and go, we meet again, Doctor. Is he the master? Is he a trick? Is he a new character? You don't indicate Dalek. But when you see this, without him even talking, you indicate Dalek. And I felt like it works so well as a creator. And he is basically a Dalek in a way. But more, because he gets to speak, he gets to do more emotion. He is the creator. So Russell going against that and going, he's in a wheelchair, he's disfigured. It's not really fair on people who have, it's not fair, but it's who they are. And people in wheelchairs, people who are disfigured, as much as I guess you could say is bad representation, they can be bad as well. I mean, I haven't seen the end of Sex Education, but I hate the guy in that I don't know his name, but I'm going to say he was in a wheelchair, and I absolutely hated the guy. I thought he was terrible. I thought he was a villain of the series and basically stopping our main character from getting with the girl. People that have this can be bad too. And just because Davros is evil and he is disfigured and he is in wheelchair mode, he is in the wheelchair, doesn't mean you should change that. I'm trying to get my opinion across as basically, I get where Russell is coming from. I get why he's doing what he needs to do, but I am totally against it because this is as iconic as it gets. It's as iconic as changing the TARDIS to a cupboard or something like that. Because, yeah, I don't like it. I don't know whether you're going to take offense to this or anyone's going to attack this video for basically, look at this guy, he's in a dressing gown, he's talking about Davros, it's a fictional show, it's for kids, it's for family. When you've got so much history within the character, and I grew up watching the show, and yeah, I'm not against Russell as a person. I'm excited for his next future. I've never disagreed with Russell. This is the first time, and I'm quite shocked. But I'm also a bit like, I'm against this. If you bring Davros back and he don't look like this, is there going to be a good explanation? There better be. You can't just suddenly he's like this. You better give me an explanation, and it better be good, Russell. It better be good. I want it on my desk tomorrow night. Do it now. No, I'm joking, but like, seriously, I'm not a fan. I've heard some comments say it's because of Series 9 when the regeneration powers went into Davros. That can be an explanation. I will give that. I will take that. However, I won't fully be on board because that's not Davros. When this actor eventually passes away, how are you going to get another actor other than someone to try and look like him, try and indicate? It's like David Bradley playing the first Doctor. You kind of feel like, yeah, this is nice, this is lovely, I want David Bratt for more episodes, and I do. But he's not really the first Doctor. He's a version of the first Doctor, but he's not really the first Doctor, so it doesn't feel like the main character, as you will. So if you bring back a different actor to play Davros later on down the line, you can't really do that because, or if you do that, it doesn't feel really like Davros. Whereas you can do that and bring so many different actors to play Davros because they're under the prosthetics. They're under this mask that is a couple of actors have played Davros before. And you don't need a certain, like David Tennant. If you get, I don't know, John Sim to play David Tennant, you need John Sim to play the spiky hair. He's in the suit, and you're seeing John Sim do it, and you're like, okay, that's the 10th Doctor, yeah, but it's not really the 10th Doctor, though, is it? And yet, if you get the Cyberman who played in Series 1 to play in Series 10, you're like, okay, that's cool. But you don't really need that. You can get any actor to play that Cyberman in that because you don't see the face. You see the mechanicalness and you see what a Cyberman is and stuff. You get what I mean? Like, you can't just continue on Davros 7 years later, 30 years later, if the actor's passed away, because the prosthetics allow that character to continue on because you can kind of get away with that, I feel. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's how I feel. How do you continue the character on? I need an explanation, and I'm against it, really. That's my thoughts and opinions, guys. Let me know what you think. Detonate the reality bomb. This is my Davros. That's not my Davros. Only flashbacks I would allow him to look, I guess, as he did in Children in Need. I think that's cool. Continuing on past the flashbacks, don't change history.